Shedeur Sanders was perceived as being a first-round talent. And I don't believe for 1 second that it's just purely football reasons as to why this man fell out of the first round.
They done salted Shedeur up.
Yeah.
They done said all those bad things, but you know.
Yeah, they did it on purpose.
They did a number on it.
Yeah, they did
a job on it.
Well, now tuned in to the Dark Times channel.
All the teams that are passing on him right now, as Mel just mentioned, are taking a gamble. They're taking a gamble. The teams who need a quarterback, and if you pass on him and he winds up having a Drew Brees type of career, a Tom Brady type of career, which he's totally capable of. You're going to sit back and teams are going to, there's going to be a lot of revisionist history on him. I get that. There's going to be a lot of case studies done on why did people pass on him? Was it because they thought he was cocky? Was it because of his dad? Was it because he was too brash? All the other nonsense that you hear. Because it isn't because of how he plays the game. I agree with you.
And so absolutely, a lot of teams are going to regret passing up on Shedeur Sanders because he was nothing short of stellar throughout his entire college career. And you know who agrees with that? None other than President Trump. President Trump chimed in recently and he had this to say. He said, "What's wrong with the NFL owners? Are they stupid?" Trump posted on his social media platform. Deion Sanders was a great college football player and was even greater in the NFL. He's also a very good coach, streetwise and smart. Therefore, Shedeur, his quarterback son, has a phenomenal genes and is all set for greatness. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shedeur, and say hello to your wonderful father. I couldn't have said it better myself, and sometimes you get the best compliments or the best inspiration from some of the most unlikeliest people. And a lot of people felt that Shedeur was snubbed during the first round, and there was no reason that at least one or two teams shouldn't have drafted Shedeur Sanders in the first round.
Shedeur Sanders was perceived as being a first-round talent. So my point is it off the charts? No. Could you justify moving beyond him? Fine. I'm just saying he was a first-round talent, and I don't believe for 1 second that it's just purely football reasons as to why this man fell out of the first round.
100%. The reasons why Shedeur Sanders wasn't drafted in the first round was apparent, and it had nothing to do with football. Because if you just look at the tape and you look at how Shedeur played and some of the intangibles Shedeur Sanders had, especially when it's winning time, and that's what it's about on the next level. It's about those winning plays. It's about those winning drives. And if you watched Colorado play last year, Shedeur Sanders had about 3 or 4 winning game drives last year. When the game's on the line, when the money is on the line, you want the ball in his hands. And those are things that you can't teach, but those are things that are supposed to be able to pop off on the tape and things that scouts are supposed to be looking for. But when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, we all know it has a lot more to do about Deion Sanders, and it has a lot more to do about his cachet that he's coming into the NFL with. I know a lot of teams don't like the fact that he already has his own money, and not just that he has his own money, he already is coming in with a sense of confidence that he doesn't need the NFL. And that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. That gives the power to the player. It gives the power to Shedeur Sanders. And in some people's eyes, it gives the power to Deion Sanders. And that's a problem for a lot of NFL owners. But I think it's all going to work out in the end. I think he's going to wind up going to the right team. And I think he's going to wind up going to the right spot. You know, it's unfortunate that he couldn't hear his name called in the first round like I'm sure he was dreaming of and his entire family was expecting. But nevertheless, everything's always going to work out in the end. But that's all I had on this one. Make sure you guys go ahead and hit that like button for me if you haven't done so already. And if you're not new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And as usual, peace and chaos.